Yeah. Yeah. Take a look at how I'm living. Tell me how you living. Tell me, are you Uncle Phil or you hypocriting? Praying that they see you different. I pray you forgiving. Unconditional, they love you under one condition. Yeah. So much pressure for acceptance. I just had to take another sniff. It's been a while since I've known what a Packers win smelled like. Man, shout out to the GOAT for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned in. You Might Not Like It podcast. It's your boy Wavy. This episode 16. We got Sam and Sir Octavius with us. Welcome back, fellas. How the hell we doing? Sam, I'm gonna start with you since you're the only one got Victory Monday in your blood.
Man, I'm feeling good out here in AZ. A hot one today, but beautiful as always. I know the rest of the country kind of pissed in certain areas, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good with another ugly win, but it was a W, so I'm good. I'm good today.
Okay, victory formation is always the best formation. So, brother, I applaud you for that one. Hey, man, how we feeling?
Because I know it's going to get real hot in here. Arizona, what we 7 degrees in November. I got my windbreaker on. There's no big one, but it does crank down to about 60 at night. And if you're from Arizona, you got very, 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 very thin blood. So 60 degrees is kind of cold for us. Look, I'm from Arizona. I'm just gonna call it what it is. But hey, we will rise. We will rise. That's all I'm.
Whatever that cryptic message is, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another week. Again, You Might Not Like It podcast. Like and subscribe. Check us out, chat. We are on YouTube. You might not like it. A lot of action going on since the last time we sat up. But ladies and gentlemen, just before we get started, obviously, happy Veterans Day. Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. I know everybody knows a veteran somewhere. You might not like it, want to stop and first say happy Veterans Day out to all of the real ones. So
Veterans Day.
Shout out to y'all. And we're going to start out there, right? Start out shouting some veterans. Start out with some veterans that y'all know. If there's a story of a veteran or anybody that y'all know has been impactful, we'll kind of jump into that. And then we're going to roll into the hot take. So we'll get the hot take out the way first. Should have a good one this week. Giants fired their coach. Nico got fired. Who else is next? We're going to jump into that as well. Packers lost. Cardinals lost. Bears win. We'll jump into our teams and what some of the losses or some of the wins mean. And then we'll wrap it all up with the pick'em and go through that and, see who's leading after this week. A lot of people may not have expected it, but there's a new leader again. So we'll get through all of that. But first and foremost, like I said, fellas, want to jump in with obviously Veterans Day. Any veterans that you two fellas know, anybody you want to give a specific shout out to, or just, any broad statement, any veterans that y'all know that kind of impacted your life?
All I'm going to say is I just give a shout out to all the veterans. Much love. We need you. We're glad you're with us. One love.
Beautiful, Sam. Beautiful.
Shout out to my father for making me the man that I am, putting me through boot camp, being in the Air Force for 24 years as a crew chief, working on F-16s at the flight line. That's why I'm here at Arizona, because he was stationed out at Luke Air Force Base, but definitely put in his time and his attention and everything. And look, I got to say it because last month was Cancer Awareness. And fuck cancer. But no, Pops, happy Veterans Day. Definitely thank you for serving the nation, serving me, showing me how to be a real man, being disciplined, honorable, morable, and staying true to your name. So happy Veterans Day to all y'all.
Happy Veterans Day. And again, I'll give a broad Veterans Day love to all of the veterans out there. I know a lot of veterans I call friends, some veterans that have been employers, bosses, different things like that. Shout out to Turbo.
The
veteran.
Hey, why? I was thinking it raw. Yo, I'm about to text him right now.
Yeah. Shout out to Turbo. Shout out to Pastor AD, my grandfather. Rest in peace. But again, another decorated veteran. So shout out to you. Thank you, sir, very much. And then thank you to all the other veterans out there. I definitely think that one day is not enough, right, for all the love that, we have to show. And the military is obviously, one of the greatest pieces of, what we got and what keeps us safe, right? But I definitely want to say Happy Veterans Day, and thank you to all the veterans out there. We love you. Thank you to the veterans' families, because again, that commitment that the families, have as well, they take on a burden that most just don't understand. And so I definitely want to give a big shout out. So again, Happy Veterans Day. I love you guys and thank y'all again. Now,
Can I say a hot take? Can I do a hot take like right now? Can I just like
that's
come out
that
with it?
that's where we're going. We rolling into the hot take. So let's hear it though.
Hey, hot take right now. It just came right off the brain, right off the dome. What is the most important holiday for United States? Because I know there's multiple. I know there's multiple different holidays for different countries. But for y'all in the United States, what is the most impactful, important holiday to you? And the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because look, it's Veterans Day, and they served our country. They went and they fought in a whole bunch of different wars, from Afghanistan to Vietnam, to etc. I'm sorry, I don't know the actual war history for the USA, but look, that's why they call us the land of the free, home of the brave, is because of what our military troops do for us day to day, day in and day out. And there's things that we don't even see or hear about it. So like a day like today, to be able to celebrate our troops, our military, our front line, our defense, is that more impactful than Christmas? Is that more impactful than Thanksgiving and going and buying turkey and ham hocks and collard greens and macaroni, pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie? Is that more important than Easter? It's a hot topic for me. What holiday is the most important? And I gotta say it, my bad, for the ones that MLK Day. Is it more important than that? What is the most important holiday and why? That's a hot take of the day for me. Salute
That's
to
a
the
good hot
veterans.
take. Good hot take. Hey, that's great. What is the best holiday? And I guess in honor of Veterans Day, what is the most decorated holiday? Yeah, that's a good
Hey,
one. Oh, that's a
hey,
good one.
hey! I like that. I like that because I know about the 4th of July and Memorial Day. All those coincide with the military, right? So I mean,
Correct.
it's not just one day. So I just wanted to point that out.
Oh yeah. No, for sure, for sure. And I apologize about that. What I meant was just for like, it seems like every holiday, excuse me, every holiday is like one day. And certain things, you get months, you get weeks, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's all. But my
I mean,
hot
and
take
then
is
wait, real quick, T, before you go, let me just add a little bit more about that. The reason why I say that, Sam, because you're right, I did forget about the 4th of July. I really did. Memorial Day, I did. So I apologize to my military people out there. I did forget about that. I just didn't go on with there's a multitude of different holidays out there for military, for religion, whatever the case may be. But again, like I say that because now we're starting to just pop up with just different holidays for celebrity people. You know what I mean? Like, rest in peace all day to the late great Lakers, but there's a Kobe Bryant day. Am I saying that there shouldn't be a holiday for Kobe Bryant? I'm
I
not
mean, it's
saying
not an
that.
official Kobe Bryant holiday, bro.
It's
Like,
not. But
it's not.
every time,
It's not a day, so
every
I don't even think that matters.
I'm just saying, every time I look up, there is a special day for somebody that gets announced in the social media platform, which is what is real now, sort of say, in 2025. And so, because there's so many different holidays and new holidays, trends, that was the reason what brought me to it. But that's it. That's all I got.
Right. No, that makes sense. I just don't think anybody was out there like, man, when he compared holidays, man, that Kobe Bryant day, boy. So, no, thank you. Oh, shout out to you and that hot take, brother. My hot take, I wanted to stay true to the theme, obviously, with the Veterans Day. And, my hot take is, do we really believe that our veterans get enough respect in America for all the things that they do for us, and all the sacrifices they make? Do we believe that veterans truly get the respect that they deserve from the American people and just from society overall, whether that's lawmakers, whether that's, regular human beings in the everyday life, whether that's, their former superiors. It almost seems like the people that really show each other the most love and respect are those that kind of battle together, and not so much anybody else. Again, that's for military families to obviously decide and really give a true answer. But I just broadly state that, do they feel we give enough respect to the military and, their families? So y'all debate, y'all use those. That's going to be the hot topics for this week. Those are hot takes, and really just, comment on our YouTube. Let us know. We'll have this up and posted on Wednesday, or I'm sorry, before Thursday. We'll have this up and posted. So definitely, give us some time. Let us know what y'all think, how y'all feel, and conversation continue from there, baby. We look forward to seeing y'all and having that conversation and chatting it up. We've had a lot of content that we've putting out, and we've gotten a lot of comments on. More recently, we had a debate with LeBron and Michael Jordan. Shout out to all the fans that have given that feedback. Shout out to all the fans that are kind of taking part in that conversation. And if y'all want to, have something else to say about it, again, follow us to YouTube and make sure that you like and subscribe, because we're going to keep the content coming. Every Tuesday, we're going to make sure that we record our sports segments of everything. And then on Fridays, it's going to be more of a open debate for other entertainment topics, not so much focus on sports. So that way we can attract the audience that's not always, so focused on sports, but we could have, a larger audience to kind of join in with us. So Tuesdays for sports, Fridays for entertainment. So we want to let the people know that we hear you, and not everybody likes to just talk sports all day. So with that said, it's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Tequila Tuesday, Twerk Some Tuesday, Toes in the Air Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So we gonna get spicy.
Toes in the Air Tuesday, guys.
Yeah, that's a new one, bro. I've been thinking that one up for a minute. Toes in the Air Tuesday. I love that one.
International Smash Day, huh?
Hey, but it gotta start a T, Sam. You know what I'm saying? Toes in the air, baby.
Twerk Tuesday did.
That's what Twerk Some Tuesday. Yeah, I said that. Hey, Twerk Some Tuesday, Head Up Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? Woo! So,
hey, watch that Tasted Tuesday now.
Yo, that's
what
Sam, right? Hey, come on, Sam.
That's for the husbands. That's for the husbands.
Okay. Sam is on his journey, ladies and gentlemen. He on his journey. But no, again, shout out to the military. Love y'all. And, guys, tap in, like I said. Guys, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Jackson Dart had a couple of concussions. We talked about, was Brian Daboll trying to save his job by putting him in there? Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Giants, after, Dart's fourth concussion scare, Sam? They have parted ways with Brian Daboll. And this is literally a couple years apart from him being AP Coach of the Year. So what is your take, Sam? Is this a thing of you didn't protect the franchise quarterback? Is it a thing of the future just wasn't bright, the direction of the team, the direction of the organization? Or, is this just, you just didn't do the job and we're getting rid of you? What do you think, brother?
Man, it kind of reminds me of, when somebody has this really good front line. It kind of put me back in the day with the Cardinals when they had that great defensive line. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to mention that. But the Giants have
That's crazy.
Really...
When I'm thinking of a great defensive line, I would have probably thought like the steel curtain.
I mean, but you remember the Cardinals had that good defensive line. They ain't often they have a great defensive line, but back in the day they had a great defensive line. So but the Giants has a defense. They have a good front, and the ball actually put the franchise quarterback in jeopardy several times on national TV. Everybody looking. He didn't care about the tent. He wanted him to go back in then. The same thing I say with the Washington Commanders coach. You just don't coach that way. Like I said before, I say he was in that tent because he's trying to save his job. I said it before, I say it again. But risking that young man's future, he felt his job was more important than that man's future. And he put him in bad situation after bad situation. I wouldn't even stop there though. I wouldn't even stop there. I would also got rid of the offensive coordinator.
Ooh.
But yeah, because
Hey, the OC got the interim coach spot now.
that's still bad. He the one was calling the running plays. I don't understand. I agree with the fire. I think it should have happened. I think it should have happened last year, but to be honest with you. But they gave him another chance with a younger quarterback who showed promise. And I also want to say this. If he don't get hurt, we probably lose that game. I also want to say this. But I thank him for getting fired. I appreciate his coaching, because it put us in a situation to win.
That's true, Sam, because I do believe that if Jackson Dart stays in that game, there isn't a hope for a comeback. I do believe that y'all are able to kind of pull that out. And oddly enough, you get super conservative when you put Russell Wilson, the veteran, in there. So very weird. Mr. You had his back. You believe that, it's you got to keep him out there thing. Can you go? Can you go? What do you think about Dayball's fire? Yeah, you good, bro. We would be the ones echoing, brother.
Look, we on a You Might Not Like It episodes podcast. At the end of the day, it's a dog eat dog world. I can't live for you to take care of myself. And so look, the Giants was a dying franchise. We all know that. They sent out Saquon Barkley of OBJ. They sent him out a long time ago. Daniel Jones sent him out a long time ago. High caliber players. So when they bring this coaching, if you're a coach into it, and if you're getting a job as an NFL head coach for the New York Giants, let that sink in for a second. Don't think about anything else. As a man or woman, you're getting a job as an NFL head coach. That's one. They don't last long. And then two, for the New York Giants, hey, they pull the plug quick. And so to be able to keep that position, a high-paying position, gotta do what you gotta do to be able to keep your job. Like you do. Again, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And so I have a quarterback that is doing his thing, regardless of the injuries or whatnot. I'm trying to keep my job. I'm trying to get money in the bank. I'm trying to be able to support my family and my loved ones. Do I really care about this man's health? Honestly, yeah, but no. I'm trying to win a game. I'm trying to keep my jobs. Wavy, I'm trying to keep my job. So, at this point, I'm in war. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to win a game to still be able to be an NFL head coach and not wave the white flag because I hope or I think or I see that he might be concussed. Because guess what? When I talk to the GM, when I talk to the owner, they don't want to hear that shit. All they want to see is W's in the air, and that's it. And when it comes push come to shove, and I got a whole bunch of L's, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm trying to save our franchise quarterback for the longer doing. At that moment in time, they don't give a damn about that. Yo, it's the bottom line. Are we selling tickets, filling the stands, selling hot dogs and hamburgers and beer, and winning games to attract customers or not? And however you need to do that, push come to shove, whether we agree or not, that's how you got to do it. So I say all that to say, if I was the head coach of the New York Giants and I see my quarterback that's been winning me games and I got a backup quarterback that be eating dubs, right? What am I going to do? Hell yeah. Hey, stay your ass in the game because you getting me buckets, you getting me points, you getting me views, and the team is thriving.
Ultimately getting you fired. So ultimately, that's what happened.
Hey, I got something to say to that.
Wait. Before you say that, though, I'm either going to get fired one way or the other. Either I'm losing a whole bunch of games with a star caliber quarterback that I pulled out with a white flag, or I'm trying to win games and the star quarterback gets injured because I'm trying to win games and I get fired. Whichever way, I'm going to go out at least showing that I'm trying to win games. Why? Because no risk, no worry. You know what I mean? Like no risk, no Ferrari. Just being true, to be honest. So I stand with what the coach was doing.
I got a question. My question is to both of you brothers. Do you really believe picking up Winston, Russell, and drafting Dart, drafting Scatterboo, that they felt they was a playoff team just off that just off that. They felt they was going to the playoffs, was going to make some noise.
No, I mean, absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. But like I told both of y'all, though, I told y'all at the beginning of the year, I said it's the culture that they're building with what they're doing. Cam Scatterbull, culture, right? Dart, culture. Wilson, culture. They were just trying to establish culture because of all the turmoil that they were getting last year. So, no, did they think they were going to get to the playoffs? I mean, they probably had hopes and dreams, but it was probably like a 15% thinking that they were going to get there. But then once they started to see that culture and what they thought come to play, and they see Cam Scatterbull doing his thing and his Dart throwing darts, and it's like, oh shit, wait, hold on a minute. We got something. Like, we accidentally made Kool-Aid actually really good by just throwing a whole bunch of sugar in there. Hold up, wait a minute. And then that's when you have the belief. But at the beginning of the season, no, I don't think they did.
With that being said, after that question, now, if you're going into a season that you feel like we're building this culture and your quarterback, after the second concussion, and you run into the tent as a coach demanding him to come back out, do you consider that like pushing a needle, saying like, okay, we gonna do this now? Or do you look at that, okay, we're gonna build off what we had. Let me let you sit back. Let me put these two veterans in, and let's do this the right way instead of the wrong way, which ultimately,
No, Sam. No. And I believe that game is what set like all the ownership, coaches, leadership, whatever. And it was like, oh shit, hold up. Like, we might have something. Like, we literally just went toe to toe with the defending champions. We didn't even think we were going to be that good. Like, we didn't put something together. But Sam, when that game happened, you seen a change in the whole franchise. Like, you literally did. They were just like, yo, shit, hold up. Wait.
you're right. I did see a change. One more win than they had the season before.
That was the pivoting. So that was a pivoting point where it was like, yo, okay, we accidentally formulated, I don't know, Captain Planet, damn it, right? Like, we accidentally did that. And now that we did, and now that we see it, and now that we have a belief, besides this being like a 2 or 3 year span, now that we think we could do it now because we just did toe to toe with the with the Super Bowl champions, like, let's do something. And then the whole game plan for
Stephen
the year
Stephen
changed.
A, we're not here to point the blame at women. No,
But
I'm joking.
you're missing. Here's the thing, though. Oh, this is what we're missing here, right? Is because you think about that style of coaching and you think about that mentality. If he didn't make it to the playoffs this year, now this is fourth season, by the way. This is fourth season. So all of that, like, bro, that's season 1, where if you don't make the playoffs, we cool with that, right? Season 2, we got to see some improvement. Season 3, right? We got to start turning the wheels. Now, season 4, you got to think about it. Here's what happened. Hey, there should be more progression. We should be more competitive in the division, and we should be able to win games, right? But here's what the Giants saw is now in season 4 of your tenure, we got an upcoming rookie that can take over the franchise that we could have for an additional 10 years beyond this one. How do we mature this quarterback? How do we nurture him? And how do we get him to be the Eli Manning that we're looking for, or anything? And that was the downfall. They're not winning games because Dayball is calling the right plays. They're winning games because Jackson Dart is that talented. They're winning off of Dart's talent, which is the reason why you fired Dayball, because Dayball is not responsible for Jackson Dart at all. And so you fire him because he's going to kill your future before your future can even get started. And now you fire him before he fucks up Jackson Dart.
I agree with all those things. Hold on. I agree with all those things. But I'm gonna say one more thing. Now, Dayball was there. He had Daniel, he had Shaquan, and he let both walk. Both are excelling where they at. Now we gonna bring you a rookie running back and a rookie quarterback, and both of those guys are hurt. We don't trust you no more. We don't trust you.
So, like, I'm gonna answer. I'm going to not answer, but I'm gonna talk to both of y'all questions. So when he came into the Giants 4 years ago, Odell Beckham was the castaway that New York had to take in. And he had Daniel Jones and he had Saquon, right? The franchise was still rocky. As a coach, he had no responsibility of letting the top running back go. That was ownership. So he came into a franchise with already rocky culture based off of OBJ, Sam and Wavy, right? And it wasn't his choice to let a top running back go. That's ownership. So boom, they gone. You see what Saquon did with the Eagles. That wasn't his fault. That's ownership. So he has Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones is sitting there as a quarterback, as a man in his world. Like, damn, I just had one of the number one backs doing business with the Eagles, and I'm sitting here getting annihilated in the back. So then what do the Giants do? Not the coach. What did the Giants do? Hey, Daniel Jones, get up out of here. Mid-season, yo, get up out of here, right? And Daniel Jones tries to find a home, and then he finds a home with who? Who's Sam? Who's his running back, Sam? Taylor? Yeah, one of the leading running backs right now, who he had with New York. And how is Daniel Jones looking right now? Wait, I understand. A front line and a top tier running back. He looking pretty damn good. Looking like a Peyton Manning, almost, right? So New York let off a lot of good players, and it wasn't because of the coach. So the coach, for the first 2 years, had to embrace that. And then he gets a Cam Scatterboo, which the world didn't know who Cam Scatterboo was. Besides, I would really say, honestly, ASU fans in Arizona who watched the playoffs and seeing what he was about, he wasn't a sought-out draft pick. When he got drafted, you didn't see a whole bunch of ground-shattering news for him. Same thing with Dart. Dart wasn't nothing. I mean, they talked about him, but it was more because of Deion Sanders' son and that he got picked before him. And so, again, like, as a coach, you going in and you like, yo, I got a whole bunch of mixed pies.
Hey, I need
What am I doing with
I need.
I'm done with this conversation because, again, it ain't getting through. And I'm not about to continue going on when we got more show to do because it ain't getting through.
It
But
really
you got to
ain't.
remember, Saquon Barkley, similar, injured twice under Dayball. So, I mean, you can bring up all the comparisons you want to, but the one thing that's staying consistent with Dayball.
OBJ was gone.
Yeah, OBJ wasn't there. One thing that's staying consistent with Dayball
I said that,
is
but again,
greatest
like,
players are getting hurt.
But y'all are making it seem like the coach is getting them injured. It's a football play, gentlemen. Like, you could get injured at any time. Like, I'm
You
just being
just
real.
said you're going to risk your number one guy to win games. And you're saying now it's like he's getting them hurt.
Hey, I'm going to ask this last question, then I'm through with the conversation. This is my last question.
Yeah, we're moving on.
This is my last question. Who is responsible for putting players in the best position to win? Who's responsible for that? Is it the owners or the coach?
It's the coach.
Now I'm through with it.
There we go. Hey, Brian Dayball is gone. Who's next? We're done with this. Who's next? We're done, bro. I'm done talking to you about this. We're done. Who's next? You saw the Mavs finally let go of Nico Harris, which I think Dallas Mavericks fans could not wait for the day. You send Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers for a piece of bubble gum and an injury-ridden Anthony Davis. And now, after yesterday's game, they have seen enough. Nico is out. When you think about coaching, who's next? Who can be next? Is anyone surprised Nico is gone?
No, but it definitely wasn't the coach. You know why he got injured. I could tell you that much.
Sam, what you think? Nico.
I mean, I think the trade was ridiculous last year when they traded him. Even though Luka was out of shape, he's still franchised. I mean, Anthony Davis ain't been who he's supposed to be since the bubble. Stay hurt, probably gonna play 40 out of 82 games because of injury. I mean, I think it was ridiculous. Once he made Luka available, I would have fired him, to be honest with you. And I don't even like Dallas. I'm a Bulls fan. So, I mean, like, dang it. Like, wow. Like, you really did that, you know? And you got Kyrie over there. You got all these players that can, you know, work with each other and get you somewhere. Now you got somebody that'll act like they can get you there. So I would have fired him last year once he made that trade. If I was the owner, he'd have been choked that day. Get out of my office.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas was in an uproar with that one. And I mean, it's the craziest thing is it literally happened right away. Game 1, AD went down. And it was the craziest thing that every Dallas fan was talking about. And it literally happened game 1. And then you come back into the next season. Now you already know you don't got Kyrie. But I'm thinking, hey, this could be a good thing, right? It could be if you got a big man and a healthy Kyrie. If you can get the role players to start playing, you got the number 1 pick, you got Cooper Flag, but again, he's going to need time to develop as we've seen so far early in the season. But there was still hope. There was a little glimmer of hope. But if you're the Mavs and you're in the NBA finals and then the next year you're picking number 1 in the NBA draft. Oh yeah, no, Nico would have been gone at the end of the season. It's just that's just it. And as I think about like even looking forward for like any other coaches, when you think of like idiotic decisions, Sam, I watched the Houston game last night, right? I was watching the Houston Jags game. And as I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, man, the Houston was getting their ass whooped the whole game. And damn, Houston came back to win that game. Some of the major differences in that win versus Jaden Daniels being, thrown out there and staying in the game. When they scored the touchdown to put them down by 6, I believe it was, there was 7 minutes left in the game. So while they were getting blown out the entire fourth, again, starting to make the comeback in the beginning of the fourth quarter, not waiting to start the comeback at 7 minutes, but they were completing the comeback damn near by 7 minutes, and then had the final drive before the end of the game with the last 30 seconds where they actually took the lead, right? So I was thinking about that, and I'm like, damn, man, this is a situation where should the starters have even been in there? But then I was like, well, they did start that comeback early in the fourth. And you look, man, they outscored them 26 points, 26 straight points. That's a different scenario than the, Jaden Daniels thing. So I say that to say this. If it was CJ Stroud and not the backup quarterback Mills, do I think they might have pulled them a little sooner and, maybe even forfeited that chance? I don't know, because I've seen them leave CJ out there to get beat up, even when he's doing terrible, really trying to find his game. But I think the Commanders coach, that motherfucker gonna be in some hot water this offseason, because similar to Dallas, you're in the NFC Championship game, and now you about to miss the playoffs. And your franchise quarterback is on the shelf for the season. Luckily, not a season ending. He didn't have to have surgery, but I don't know.
I
Can
think.
I chime in? Can I chime in real quick?
Go ahead,
Hi, Anthony Davis. So where you going? I think you knew where I was going with this. Anthony Davis.
Hopefully it makes sense.
I think everybody in sports world knows Anthony Davis is injury prone. Yeah. There was a high sought out trade for Anthony Davis and Luka. Yeah. We all know how great of a player Anthony Davis can be. Tyrone, you just got to say Anthony Davis last year got injured the first game. He's been injured damn near every game.
The first game after the trade is what I'm talking about.
I got you. I hear you. But before the trade, oh no, both us gentlemen here, we knew that Anthony Davis was injury prone. Every year he got injured, but he's a Hall of Famer potential. So going back to y'all analogy.
Are you blaming Nico, or are you like for him getting fired? Like,
wait, let me finish. Like using y'all analogy where coaches protect the players. Yeah. The coach of the Dallas Mavericks knew about Anthony Davis injuries prior, but yet Anthony Davis still got injured this year. Who's to blame for that? Like, I'm seriously asking, is that the coaches or is that the player? I'm just asking.
You honestly want me to answer that? You honestly want me to answer that? I can't compare.
That ain't even a real question.
I can't compare oranges to apples. I can't.
Wait. How was that oranges to apples? Explain to me. Because again, we know that Anthony Davis is injury prone. We know that as coaches. So again, due to the fact that you know that, who's at fault for him being injured? Was he on limited minutes?
I don't get your point, cause football.
He doesn't have a point, Sam. He doesn't have a point.
He
is going in circles trying to prove something that makes zero sense.
Football and basketball is two different sports. Like you call certain plays for both, but in a basketball system, things could change because of a defense. You keep running that play on defense unless that quarterback change it. Is Dart smart enough to audible out of the play call? Do he get that much? Do he get that much of the playbook to say I'm audible and out of this? I'm not running versus him just jumping straight up and pulling Achilles. It's two different things. I mean, I can't. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
So here's the thing: we're talking about Nico being fired because the Mavericks haven't fired their head coach. So the argument here isn't about is it the coach's fault that Anthony Davis got hurt. It's the person that made the trade for Anthony Davis knowing that he's injury prone. It makes it. Who cares about the coach knowing he's injury prone? What? That doesn't make sense. And basketball, it's not a. In basketball, it's not a go put them out there because you know they're gonna get hurt, or don't put them out there. Like there's no way to coach like that in basketball. In football, it's completely different. It is a full contact sport.
And you know who I think next though? And I'm going back to football.
Who next?
I think
Matt LaFleur.
I wasn't gonna say that. I know he on the hot seat, but I was going with what you call it in Minnesota?
The Vikings.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the decision to get rid of Sam Darnold and start JJ?
JJ injury prone too. Players he ain't the one. Like
but I don't think he trotting him out there like that.
They was an NFC championship game last year.
No, they weren't.
I mean NFC they was fighting for the division, and going to the playoff.
Correct, yes.
And now they're at the bottom of the division.
Yeah. Likely not gonna make the playoffs at the bottom of the division, and I mean may only have competitive games against the division. I don't know, man. Sam, they're on a 2-game losing streak now, I believe. You got JJ McCarthy, and instead of what you had last year, I think it's hard for me, Sam, because I think this is the organization fault altogether, in which Minnesota just completely dropped the ball on this, because you had Sam Darnold balling outside of his mind. Sam Darnold is now on the Seattle Seahawks, number 1 in the NFL right now, 7-2. You literally gifted them the guy that's been balling out now for 2 years in a row. But it's hard for me to sit here and think that the coach is going to be at fault for this, because I think Minnesota's still playing good football. Minnesota doesn't look terrible in these losses. They're taking some tough losses. I think Matt LaFleur before Minnesota. And the reason I would say Matt LaFleur, and again, I blame Jordan Love in some of these instances, right? And it's the same thing you talk about somewhere, like if the play is called, you have to know to get the fuck out of it. 4th and 1, when the D end or the D tackle is telling you the play you're about to run, do you think we should probably audible? Do you think we should probably get out of it? Right? Everybody at home, everybody in the stadium, everybody around the world knew exactly what was coming on 4th and 1. In the shotgun, we're gonna run the fucking dive to Jacobs. Like everyone knew that. And in a clutch situation like that, is just another bonehead decision by the coach to call this stupid play. Same with, you go back to the 4th and 8 last game, bonehead decision. You go back to earlier in the half, right? You have no offense going. It's 0-0. You're on a drive where you're getting down to go kick a field goal. You have timeouts and you are starting to get pass happy. When you look at the offense, and I wanted to save all this for talking about Green Bay, but as we talk about coaches about to get fired, listen, Matt LaFleur is getting there. Matt LaFleur wasn't extended. Our GM wasn't extended. Like, there are clear messages getting sent that we got to win now, and I'm done with all this bullshit. We got the roster to win. Yeah, some guys are hurt. Yeah, some guys are down, but there are still ball catchers out there. Jacobs is still out there. You know, we just took another loss on the offensive line. Our center Jenkins is now on IR, but the backup came in and played great football. So Matt LaFleur got to show me more. It's like you don't trust Jordan Love or you don't believe Jordan Love is the guy. One way or another, that's bad coaching, because if you can't trust the guy that we went out and paid $55 million, maybe you're not the coach, because the ownership is telling you Jordan Love is the guy. Let him throw the damn ball. And in certain positions, you allow him that freedom and he makes the right plays, right? Sometimes he has that bonehead play. But when you run the ball on first and second down, it's clear as day when it's 3rd and 6, everyone knows what the fuck you're going to do. And Green Bay got stuck in that offense that entire first half. And it was pissing me off because everyone knew we were going to run the ball 2 times in a row and then we were going to pass it. And you wonder why we couldn't convert a 3rd down. So Matt LaFleur is next up for me. And that's coming from bleeding green, baby. Let me tell you, you might not like it.
I'm also say that coach over there in AZ, he might be gone too.
It's his first year, though.
I don't care. They can have a better coach than that.
For sure, but I don't think the Cardinals.
I'm just playing about that. I was just messing with O on that one.
I don't think the Cardinals.
They playing for him. They playing for him for real.
Okay, listen, Sam. We'll roll right into that because we kind of got a little sidetracked anyway. But we can roll right into that. Like I said, my rant with the Packers loss is a lot of exactly what I just said. Matt LaFleur is on the hot seat, and I'm not the only one saying this. A lot of Packers media, a lot of Packer fans, they feel the same way. They call him Matt LaFool, right? There's just a lot going on. But, first year coach, you've said this all season that you don't believe that they coach right, even though they've been in tight, close games, right? Defense is showing up. Offense has been a little shaky. Do they get rid of the coach after the first year, or what's going on with the Cardinals?
What's going on? Yeah, the gentleman don't know listen. But I said about 3 weeks ago, coaching. I think both y'all was attacking me when I was saying coaching. Now it's funny how we're bringing up coaching. Yes. Don't give a damn. It's the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Show me what you got, coach, right? And do your job. And he's not coaching because a lot of those tight games that I said 2-3 weeks ago, we could have won if the coaching was right. Hasn't been. He doesn't even know how to handle a high pressure situation when he has his backup quarterback coming in for Kyler. Like I said 2 episodes ago, there's something out there that states that the last 4 games that we lost wasn't even Kyler Murray's fault. They weren't.
Well, Kyler Murray didn't play.
The last 4 games that we lost, back then at that episode too, I said the last 4 games that we lost was not even Kyler Murray's fault. It was coaching. So yes, coaching needs to go. Cause I said that 5 episodes ago. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
But you were also advocating for your backup to start over Kyler Murray. So hold on.
For sure. I was advocating that the backup to start over Kyler Murray because I see the weakness of Kyler Murray. As far as he could see over the line, he has a better pocket presence than Kyler Murray does. It has nothing to do with the coaching. It's just as far as his physical attributes is better, slightly better than Kyler Murray. That's it. That's literally it. But again, at the end of the day, as far as a coach, a coach is going to turn a penny into a dime regardless of their stats, their physique, or whatever the case may be. They just are going to do that. And again, like the tight games that we lost. Now, this last game where we got our ass handed by Seattle, it was literally present. And again, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be fair-minded. I didn't realize that we came off a very short leak of playing the Cowboys, and we haven't been home since then. So I'm not going to put all the ownership on the coach because, again, we came off of a very high spotlight game with the Cowboys, and we took the dub. And that does give credit to the coach because it was the right game plan. But he did not set his team up for success with a very short week, which is a coach's job, to be able to strategize on those times where a player isn't thinking about, oh, shit, we really only have 3 days to rest, to recuperate. We're not going to be at home. We're going to fly from one place to another. We're not going to be able to practice in our facilities. We're not going to have our doctors or whatever the case may be. That is a coach's job to be able to think about all of those little things, to have their team ready and prepared to go play another away game. And he did not show that in Seattle because we got our ass drugged in the first quarter. Now, if the first quarter was 7-7, 7-14, 10-3, okay, cool. He did his job. We were just burnt out because of the game with Cowboy. But because we got our ass drugged, what was it, 35-0? Oh, yeah, bro, you didn't prepare your team at all. You didn't mentally get your men ready for war, regardless if they were beat up 4 days ago. And that's what I've seen the last 6, 7, 8 weeks. And that's why it always comes down to the fourth quarter where we gas out, because again, that's the coach's job to get them ready and to have the stamina to go all 4 quarters.
Here's why. The only reason, and I will tell you this, is it's not dismissing the fact that like coaching. What I'm saying is like the team is scoring points. The offense is moving the ball, right? Everybody is playing. The defense is playing. Like the game plan is working, right? The Cardinals are losing the tight games, and a lot of times it's coming down to one bonehead play here, one bonehead play there. The only reason I was saying that it wasn't Arizona's coaching is it wasn't play calling that was killing y'all. You know what I mean? Like the Tennessee game, like we talked about that, right? Like y'all were in a position to dominate and win that game. The defense makes a great play, and then it turns out to some weird play that ends up being a Tennessee Titans touchdown, right? But a lot of that stuff that's not the coach's fault. Like some of those things, some of the way, it was happening wasn't the coach's fault. And that was the only reason why I was saying that, right?
Pause. Penalties. When you see flags, a lot of flags and penalties happen, multitude and more. Who do they blame that on? Do they blame that on the coaching, or do they blame it on the players?
Stupid penalties. So imagine this.
You didn't answer my question though. Again, when a team has more penalties, dumb penalties, stupid penalties that happen, do they blame that on the players, or do they blame that on the coach?
The coach.
As stupid as Kevin Stefanski is, though, his team jumping off sides, knowing damn well the Jets are not going for it, is not Stefanski's fault. Similar to a pass interference at the end of the game. That is not on the coach. Because I promise you that's been coached every fucking day.
Hey,
There's some coaches that have straight discipline. There's coaches that have extreme discipline. There's coaches that don't. They bring it up all the time. There's some coaches where they get a plethora of penalties, and they say it all the time. That's coaching. You're not holding your team accountable. You're not coaching that in practice. Yes, there are some dumb penalties that you get. Maybe you get 1 or 2 or 3 flags a game. But when you start getting 13 to 14 flags, that's coaching. You're not coaching your players correctly as you should. And so I say all to say, a lot of those dumbass mistakes that were happening with the Cardinals, players-wise, it comes down to coaching. You're not doing your job. The one thing, and I'll let you go, Sam, the one thing that you would never say about a Bill Belichick team when he had Tom Brady is they were not doing dumbass plays. Do your job. And they didn't get a lot of flags. They got held for like deflate getting all that type of stuff. Other than you didn't see Patriots getting it flagged up like crazy. And why? Because that was Bill Belichick.
I'm glad you saved yourself and said with Tom Brady, because I definitely saw Bill Belichick without Tom Brady getting his ass whooped and not winning any fucking games. And right now, in North Carolina, the same thing. So keep on with that coaching shit. But Belichick getting his ass whooped in college now.
Rome wasn't built in a day. And look at what Mac is doing at Francisco. He got a quarterback literally challenge going on. And when he was with Bill Belichick, everybody was sitting there saying he wasn't true. Again, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right. So it sounds like bad coaching, right? He didn't know how to Mac Jones. Is that what you telling me? He didn't know how to coach Mac Jones?
No, he was coaching Matt Jones. He was coaching Matt Jones.
He didn't know how to coach Jacoby Brissett?
No, he didn't. But Mac Jones is the one that he really wanted. That's why he let go of Tom Brady.
No, man, but I'm saying,
I'm sorry,
here making a point.
It was who was old boy that went to San Francisco? Who did Belichick really want?
Garoppolo.
That's what they moved off. There it is.
Jimmy G.
That's who they really wanted. And then
right, but I'm saying you're making a point of that it's coaching, But you just said Bill Belichick, great coach, that coaching, you never saw that. You never saw that. And then I just refuted that once Tom Brady left, they sucked. And you are now blaming it on Bill Belichick.
No, but the thing is like, let's just be real though. Like when you build a relationship with somebody, you're used to coaching that style, right? Like I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but he built a relationship with Tom Brady where he was able to coach a certain way for those years. So then when you move off for somebody that you've been winning with and coaching to and have a coaching style with, yes, it's going to take some time to rebuild that type of chemistry with another quarterback. It just is. But it doesn't mean that your team is going to make bonehead mistakes. That's all I'm saying. So I do agree with what you're saying. Yes, my point is being refuted by what I'm saying. But again, he had a winning record with Tom Brady, and the way that he was coaching Tom Brady, he cannot coach. And I'm pretty sure he tried to coach his other quarterbacks the same, and he's seen that they fail. And so that's where you have to style flex and be like, okay, damn, let me learn how to coach it because I can't coach him like Tom Brady. So let me figure it out. And he just didn't have enough time to figure it out. But we can't sit there and say that he was not a great coach. He put in the time, he put in the effort, and he has a record to show that.
I'm gonna say two things. Then I feel like we should move on from this.
We gonna jump to your Bears. So go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, and it'll roll right into the Bears anyway. But when it comes to a lot of penalties, yes, the coaches do get blamed, and O is right about that. They do get blamed, and that's a part of coaching. But I'm gonna also say this: my Bears, who was at the beginning of the season up until probably 3 weeks ago, was the most flagged team for offsides, all that stuff going on. The coach accepted, like, okay, we're coaching it, we're coaching it, we're coaching it. Eventually, he said, and I quote 2 weeks ago, that these people, these men on this field, gonna have to start accepting accountability. Cause we can coach and coach and coach about this, but if you ain't picking up on it, you ain't gonna be here. Once he said that, things started getting straightened up. So yes, you can blame the coach, but at the same time, if I give you the recipe to cook this and you keep missing it and you keep failing this test you get, you can't keep blaming the recipe. You got to blame the ingredients at some point. And ingredients is the men on the field that's constantly jumping. That means you're not in your book. That means you're not doing what you got to do. We walk through these things every week in, week out, especially we got to do it on Friday because this is what we're going to replicate in the game. If you're paying attention, you're not making these mistakes. So you can blame the coach so much, but at some point, it has to go to the individual player because all the players ain't doing it. There's a select few that constantly making the same bonehead mistakes. And to say that it's the coaching for the Cardinals, I was joking in the beginning. It wasn't the coach's fault Marvin Harrison dropped that ball against the 49ers. It wasn't the coach's fault Marvin Harrison dropped that ball in that other game after the 49ers game. It wasn't Kyler Murray's fault neither. But he was put in a position to win. He just failed at it. It's just that simple. And like I said, my Bears the coaches took on a responsibility, said we teach it every week. We constantly talk to them. They stood on it, say, hey, if y'all keep making these mistakes, you're not going to play. And they straightened it up. Because we have all those penalties we've been having, we wouldn't be 6-3 right now.
100%. And even in the tight, close moments, right? Which a lot of, really, yes, the coaching is really where you're going to shine in those close moments. And so many times you see teams fall apart, or you'll see really good teams, and somehow, some way, like you think about this. Last year, the Kansas City Chiefs, they won every single one of those close 1-point games. And you look at it and you're like, is that Andy Reid, right? Is that coaching? Is that the culture that's built there? And then you look at the Eagles, right? The Eagles were winning a lot of tight games last year. And then you look on the flip side of everything and you look at the teams that were not winning, the Jaguars, they weren't winning those tight games. Shoot, the Cleveland Browns, any of those, they're not winning those close games. And a lot of it comes down to culture, not so much just coaching, but like culture. They not used to winning. Miami, right? You look at Miami, Miami was a complete shit show. And it looked like there was no discipline, no real training. You just had talent out there, going to win games or talent out there just playing. But nobody was together. There was no camaraderie, none of that. People be fucking get on me about saying camaraderie. So that's why I'm laughing. Man, that's funny. That is funny. That's funny. But yeah, Sam, I agree. I agreed. That is so funny. Somebody just commented on Bryce Young's confidence in the preseason. Remember when we said that? Somebody just commented and said, "What's up, boss? You got $5 I can borrow." That's funny. That was funny, but it's funny they picked that. They picked that one. They picked that comment because we talked about Bryce Young when he beat the Packers, and then they get smacked up by the damn Saints. Oh my God. What a crazy week, man. Crazy week, fellas. Look, a lot didn't happen. Sam, I'm pissed off. The Bears, like I was saying, I needed that win yesterday because one, we would have stayed above the Bears, and two, I'd have stayed atop of you on the pick'ems. But as we jump into the pick'ems, who wanna run it? Should I go back to running it this week? You got it, Sam, Mr. 3-0.
Go this week.
All right.
Sam got 3-0.
I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it. I don't want to run it. I want to hear it.
Okay, I got you. I'll do the recap, Sam. You go ahead and do next week's games. All right. How about that? Yeah. So we'll recap real quick. So we had all three of us took the Denver Broncos. That was a Thursday night. So each of us got a win for the Broncos. Sunday night, we had the young gunner Justin Herbert versus the old soul Aaron Rodgers. Both myself and Octavius took the Steelers. My grandma, her Steelers let me down. So me and O took an L. Sam went 2-0 right there. Me and O 1-1. Sam 2-0. And then Monday night, we had the Philadelphia Eagles versus my Green Bay Packers.
Light the candle.
Both myself and Octavius. Octavius talked about light the candle, but Octavius was on my fucking side. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Bang Bang for this one right here. She came through for this one. That was clutch. And it's funny. Oh, funny. She asked me what flavor it was or what scent. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just lit it and we recorded our episode. I didn't smell the scent. So on camera, I'm going to smell the scent for her. Smells like a vanilla. So, smells like a Packers win. Smells like bourbon vanilla.
I feel like I picked Philly.
You did it.
I picked Philly. I feel like I picked Philly.
Hey, we can rewind.
I feel like I did.
I think he picked Philly too.
I really do. Sam.
Actually, you know what? I was the lone wolf.
Yeah.
Did pick Philly. Yeah. I apologize. Sam was the lone wolf. Yeah,
I was the lone wolf with the Chargers.
Yes, I apologize. Sam was the lone wolf with the Chargers. I was the lone wolf with the, yes, that is correct. My apologies. Octavius went 2-1. I went 1-2, and Sam went 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, to give y'all an update, are you ready? Just like the Bears are now the top of the division. Although we all got the same amount of losses, 3 losses, whatever. Sam leading the polls at 20-14. Wavy, that's me. I'm right behind him at 18-16. And then O is right behind us at 16-18.
Default. You gotta lose 3. Let's go.
So there we go. All right. We now know exactly, what's going on. And we know who needs to go up, who needs to go down. But we'll roll into week 11 of the You Might Not Like It Pick'ems. Sam, I'll give it to you, brother, to get us started.
Okay. Thursday night, we got Jets at Patriots. What do you say, T?
This is one of them games, man. Jets on a 2-game win streak, I think, right? And then you got the Patriots just riding high, 7-2 right now. I don't think there's an upset. Patriots at home. I got the Patriots in a division game.
What do you say, O?
Jets got a new. They brought their quarterback in. I mean, no risk it, no biscuit, no risk it, no Rari, right? Can't play safe no more. So Jets, Jets, Jets.
I'm going Patriots. It's wintertime. That rookie running back looking good over there. I ain't gonna doubt Vrabel. He back with the Patriots. I'm going Patriots.
Yes, sir.
No risk it.
Hey. Lone Wolf. There we go. Sunday night.
Lions at Eagles.
Oh my
God.
I already know my
My
section.
God. Listen to
That's tough.
me. If the same Eagles team show up and play the Lions like that, they gonna get ran off the field. But I got the Eagles at home.
What you say? Oh,
The Eagles, who I seen play the Packers, they struggled, and it could have been just because like it was a tight game. They respect the Packers as a true team, and it was a tight game, man. All the way up. We didn't even talk about that call at the very end where he went for the fourth down and threw a ball like with 26 seconds left on the clock. Gave Love the ball. Like that is a discussion that like needs to be had, and it hasn't been had like all day from different sports medias, which is just crazy. Maybe because the Eagles won, but let me stop. No risk it. No risk, no Rari. Detroit, go Detroit. And this is at Philly, right? Yeah, I'm taking all the away games. Let's go Detroit. Stand up, D.
I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this one. The way the Eagles looked last night, even though I know they got some new people coming in that's gonna be practicing all week. I think you're the lone wolf on this one too. Oh, I'm going Eagles. Monday
No
night.
risk, no Rari.
Monday night. I might go be the lone wolf on this one. Cowboys at Raiders. Just say
God, man. Listen to me. It was funny because I'm gonna shout out my brother here on this one, man. My brother said, who gonna have more passing yards? Gino or Joe Flacco? Because the Raiders is playing the Cowboys defense and the Bengals is playing the Steelers defense.
Wow.
Man, so this is a tough one for me, man. But honestly, I think the Cowboys they come out and they dominate this game. Even though the Cowboys can't stop the run, Ashton Genty, I would bet on him going over his yards, but I won't bet on Geno beating the Cowboys. So I'm gonna take the Dallas Cowboys.
You say, oh, Cowboys is the away team. Oh.
It's hard for him to say Cowboys after dominating them.
Yeah, I don't feel like the Cowboys is a good team. I don't. But I also don't feel like the Raiders is a good team either. The Cowboys had their bye. They had a long time off. I truly feel with the Cardinals going in there whooping their ass at home, like it did something to them. You know what I mean? Someone's like getting whipped outside, getting whipped when you getting out the shower. Stings a little bit differently. So I'm gonna go Cowboys. Go Cowboys.
O has officially taken every single away team.
I'm going Raiders. I think that defense go crazy. I think the Raiders defense snap out. I think they pull off this victory 24-17 with a defensive touchdown.
Okay,
Might
Sam.
not like
Hey,
it.
listen.
Might not like
Listen,
it.
I can dig it. Sam, that is exactly what I needed because me and you picked the same two teams. So I needed that lone wolf activity. I needed you to go ahead and, take the Raiders. Sam, you've officially picked every single home team. So let's recap, right? So the Jets, we got O taking the Jets, the lone wolf. You got me and Sam taking the Patriots. You got lone wolfing again on the Lions, which I don't think is a bad or terrible lone wolf, right?
I don't neither.
Both myself and Sam taking the Eagles at home. And then me and O taking the Cowboys on the road. Sam taking the Raiders and lone wolfing it, taking the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good one. We had a lot of action, a lot of things going on today. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. We didn't get to light the candle today. No Bird Gang songs, no nothing. We got the Bears for the division tie in the NFC North, the new black and blue
That's why
division.
I need the Eagles to win so we can take over.
You got
first.
the Seattle Seahawks 7-2. You got the Patriots 7-2. Boy, woo, we got some good games this week. We really do. And I'm in a suicide pool for $45,000. My brother is still alive. He in a suicide pool for $90,000. He took the Bears this past week. So y'all bailed him out, Sam. I took the Colts, and they were in Germany or Berlin, right? Germany, I think it was. They was in Germany, and boy, they pulled that game off in overtime for me. So I stay alive heading into week 11 for 45,000. He stayed alive heading into week 11 for 90,000. Think this week, and I'll give y'all my pick who I think I'm going to take early. Just for y'all, just for my fans. I think it's time for me to take the Baltimore Ravens. The teams that I've taken in my suicide pool so far, I started later in the week. He did a second pool. So I'm not going to have all, I'm not going to have all 10 weeks. So we started a second pool later. So I've taken Detroit. I've taken the Patriots. I've taken the Chiefs. I've taken the Bills. I've taken the Rams, and last week I took the Colts. Won every single one of those, and now this week I believe I'm going to take the Ravens and bank on the Ravens to get the dub for me. So this is Wavy. That's Sam. That's Sir Octavius. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not like it. Like and subscribe. Deuces.
The original. You might not like it.
Yes, sir.